The relationship between Elon and Twitter is more toxic than Kanye and Kim. On April 4th, Twitter announced they're going to invite Elon Musk, the world's richest man, to join their company board. Within days, turmoil ensued, and then Elon decided, I'm going to buy out the whole company and offered $40 billion. That's insane. $40 billion. This isn't random. There's reasons why Elon made this decision, and there's multiple reasons why Twitter is pissed at him. So let's rewind back and see where this all started. Elon loves Twitter. He uses it as a public platform to get his thoughts out into the world, unfiltered, unbiased. But since 2018, which feels like a day ago, but was actually 4 years ago, he's been getting involved in some pretty controversial shit. Back in 2018, he called a rescue diver who saved 14 children in a cave a pedo. You guys might have forgotten about this. He tweeted out that this dude was a pedo. Elon doesn't hold back. He might be wrong sometimes, but this dude just speaks his mind. Since then, his tweets have made headlines. They've been talked about for years by major news networks. He's changed market conditions and affected millions and millions of dollars and millions of people's wallets. So this whole Twitter drama is not of a huge surprise, but it is very unique. Elon silently started picking up Twitter shares back in January of 2022. Week over week, he'd accumulate more Twitter stock until March 14th, where he acquired about 5% of Twitter's shares. That's a lot of money. Technically, at that moment when he acquired 5%, the law states that he has to publicly disclose this and file this to the SEC, the Securities Exchange and Commission. Then March 24th rolled by. He didn't say anything. He didn't give a shit. But granted, it's not that he was holding on to this information forever. It was also only a number of days, April 4th, when then Twitter announced this publicly and invited him to join the board. Twitter was putting out statements with all sorts of love. I couldn't even believe it. Parag, the CEO of Twitter, was pumped. Parag says, he's both a passionate believer and intense critic of the service, which is exactly what we need at Twitter. And in the boardroom, to make us stronger in the long term. Welcome, Elon. Little did they know the shit show that was about to happen. I mean, come on. They could have seen this was coming. And then Jack, these are all tweets, by the way. This is the best part. Jack says, I'm really happy Elon is joining the Twitter board. He cares deeply about our world and Twitter's role in it. That's true, that's fair. And he said, Parag and Elon both lead with their hearts. Oh yeah, he does. Just wait till you see the bizarre shit he starts tweeting. And they will be an incredible team. Comical. That's fucking comical. They couldn't even, I don't know how they didn't see this coming. Days later, Elon is being Elon. And he starts tweeting out some bizarre shit. Company he's straight up buying. He then tweets, is Twitter dying? Come on, you gotta be trolling right now. And then there's this one. It's like the dagger goes in the heart of Twitter, but then he like twists it, you know? He's like, convert Twitter's San Francisco headquarters into a homeless shelter? Since nobody shows up anyway? Oh my god, Elon! You're fucking... Holy shit, who are you? And then that was crazy. That was some crazy shit because then Jeff Bezos replied. No one's talking about this. Jeff Bezos just casually, the second richest man in the world, multi-billionaire, just tweets back, hey, we did this at Amazon. We converted part of our office. Okay, quick edit here. I totally forgot to mention. Elon also tweeted this. This was a real poll he tweeted and it's now deleted. You can't find it. He said, hey guys, should we remove the W from Twitter? I'm legit. This is a yes or no poll. Should we remove the W from Twitter? I don't know. Something about that. It's just, I think him and I are cut from the same cloth. That's for sure. So in that moment, obviously the board and Twitter executives, the entire team started scratching their heads thinking, God damn, what did we just sign up for? This is my favorite quote I saw from a board member. Jason Goldman says, Twitter has always suffered more than its fair share of dysfunction. Okay, yeah, that's accurate. But at least we weren't being actively trolled by prospective board members using the product we created. That's the punchline right there. The product that we created. That's like the best thing about this all of it is that like Elon is trolling this company using the product that they made. It's like on their platform out loud against them. can't get any better than this. No. Here's the thing. It's all fun and games until he gets sued. So one of Twitter's biggest shareholders is pissed. He's suing Elon for the legal stuff that I mentioned earlier. Elon didn't disclose the shares that he had on March 24th, and so then for a number of days he's able to buy stock at a very low price, which benefited him. But let's actually think about it too. Based on the law, if they actually hit him with this lawsuit, it's going to be what? Tens of millions of dollars? Hundreds of millions of dollars? It doesn't matter. This has happened to Elon before. It happened to him with the whole Tesla debacle. The SEC came after him, slapped a fine on him. Didn't fucking matter. It doesn't hurt his wallets. He's not going to change. But let's back up here. Elon has done this type of stuff before. Y'all remember Bitcoin? Last year, 2019, Elon decided to buy up a shit ton of Bitcoin. Tesla bought up billions of dollars of Bitcoin. His tweets started to move markets. Months later, just like Kim and Kanye's relationship, he backed out. He was like, fuck that, I'm out. This shit's unstable. It was so funny because at that moment you could see his tweets were so powerful that a single tweet could move the market cap by millions of dollars within minutes. Okay, so we have some history of Elon kind of maybe quote unquote manipulating the markets with his tweets and his thoughts and his kind of publicity stunts. But is that true? Is it a publicity stunt? Why is Elon doing this? One of the biggest reasons I'm hearing, the pump and dump scheme. But that's not who he is. Elon is not a greedy man. If you actually listen to his interviews and read up on him in some of his books, you'll understand he's actually a pretty humble guy. Instead of jumping off into a private jet or going off into a mansion, Elon is actually falling asleep at his office many nights of the week. So when it comes to the motive of greed and actually financial gains and pumping and dumping the stock of Twitter, I don't think that's it. I think if you actually just take your magnifying glass out of the situation a little bit and you think just from a human perspective, why is Elon doing this? 'Cause it's fun. Elon is a troll. He's been on Twitter always trolling people and sending out memes all the time. He's part of internet culture. Now, is he doing this to mess with people? Not completely. I think he's doing this because he believes in it. I think it's actually all rooted in his belief of free speech. Elon really cares about that, and he's said it multiple times across many different channels. I'd say this is all rooted in 70% of his strong willpower and belief of defending the freedom of speech, and then 30% just for fun and trolling and messing around. Alright, so what's next? What's happening? Literally while recording this video, news is changing by the hour. And headlines just came out saying that Twitter invoked a poison pill. So what the hell is a poison pill? Like, no one's explaining it. So the New York Times helped me understand this poison pill concept in the best way. It's essentially a legal maneuver that companies can do to protect themselves from someone trying to take over the company in a hostile fashion. And this is what it would mean. The pill would flood the market with new shares if Mr. Musk or any other individual or group working together bought 15% or more of the Twitter shares. That would immediately dilute Mr. Musk's stake in it and make it significantly more difficult to buy up a sizable portion of the company. So the way I gather that is essentially it's a law that will make it harder for Elon to buy more shares. It will be like economically inefficient and it will be expensive. And ultimately would de-incentivize him to be able to take over the company. So this poison pill lasts for another year. I'm not sure if Elon's actually going to be able to take over the company. Considering this legal kind of defense mechanism and even his own responses at news interviews today, he seems a bit hesitant if this is going to happen. I think he understands that Twitter ultimately does have the power of accepting whether this goes through or not. And if anything, the biggest takeaway out from all of this is that Elon just raised a lot of awareness on this whole issue of how Twitter can improve. I mean, just during this entire dramatic event and period, he mentioned Twitter Blue. He mentioned an edit feature that people can add and mentioned like how Twitter in itself can just be a lot more thoughtful about their decisions in making a more open platform. An open platform that's open sourced on GitHub so everyone can see the code. All these things are actually for the benefit of development and society. So perhaps this wasn't a complete just joke and a meme. This was actually something drawing attention to a platform that can change. Anyways, I'm excited about this. We'll see where it goes from here. Tell me, do you think this was a pump and dump scheme, or do you think that Elon was just trolling? Let me know in the comments below. And also, where do you think it's going to go next? Is Twitter going to win? Is Elon going to find another loophole and figure out how to cause chaos? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, I make videos about tech, happiness, and self-improvement, so hit subscribe if you want more content like that. Since you're watching this video, I think you'll like another one I made called Your Phone Manipulates You. In it, I kind of break down some of the science behind how your phone sucks you in, and then after that, I immediately go into 4 key ways that you can stop your phone from doing that, and how you can kind of have a little bit of a happier day-to-day life with your phone not manipulating you. So check it out, and I hope you enjoy.